No.
You ready?
Yeah. Okay.
Here, I'm gonna have Icy Mike choke me as hard as he can. So, what did I do when he choked me? I tucked my chin, I jacked my shoulders, I kept my mouth closed, I breathed in and out my nose. The mistake that you see people do, especially like on the movies when they get choked, they do this. And then it hurts because they've lifted their chin, they're trying to breathe. I want to do the complete opposite. Now this time, instead of just standing there and seeing how long I can breathe in and out my nose, I'm going to actually do a technique to help me get out of it, but I'm going to do it slow. He's going to choke me as hard as he can. So as you can see, come around here with the camera, please. On this side. As you see, I have control of both of his hands. So try to pull your hands up, Mike. I have control of both of his hands, and if I wanted to, I could drop all my weight on him, but for right now, I just want him to let go.
That would hurt. That would hurt me. Please don't do that.
So we're gonna do it again really slow. So he's gonna choke me as hard as he can. Now, if I just do this and reach over, he can pull this arm out. So what I want to do is lock this down. Here, then touch the floor. All right, so I'm gonna let him try it with me. Tuck your chin, jack your shoulders, breathe in and out your nose, reach across, lock the wrist, tuck the elbow, and then touch the floor with the opposite side. Perfect, yes sir. Excellent. One more time, real speed. Give me your money. Give me your money. Yep. Oh, nice. Perfect. Excellent. Good, good.
And that's so some of this stuff.
Yes sir.
This is important stuff.
Yep, yep.
Because you're doing something that not all the guys that teach this sort of stuff do.
Yep.
Sometimes this self-defense specific stuff gets poo-pooed on by MMA guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they don't need this technique because the other MMA guys are not going to do that to them.
Exactly.
And they have maybe 30 hours a week to train at a multitude of different answers to this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the other side of the problem is that the guys would do, they'd be like, look, I can do this and he can't choke me. You know,
yep.
And never go in, you're going to have to do dynamic other stuff.
Correct.
Or they would be like, I would break down here, and then would be the end in a lot of self-defense training. You'd be like, okay, and then now you go. Whereas I know, if you were to teach me this stuff and I was your client,
yes, sir.
You'd be like, okay, then when we get there, we're going to have to do the next thing.
Yep.
That's a crucial detail that Jerome's hitting on that sometimes gets lost in this huge disconnect between sport and self-defense, is that the considerations are different, but the training methodology should be similar in that after you do the one thing,
yep.
You're not done.
Not done.
You know, you got to follow through.
And you can't always assume it's going to work. All you have to do is, you
Yeah,
don't want to
just-
all you
just
got to do
do
is
this.
this, and then
Yeah.
the Ice Mike's going to put me in a headlock.
How? How am I gonna put you
Or a
in?
bulldog choke.
Okay.
Exactly. So now from here, I've seen some people teach this technique with this hand comes all the way across.
Yep.
And you can rake to the face.
Yep.
You can pull the legs. You can push them out to take them down. So the first thing I like to do is squeeze really tight. I'm going to address this because I don't want that pain to hurt here. And then we have a technique called the bee sting. You got to squeeze tighter, brother.
That's it. Okay,
You ready?
okay. No.
Squeeze as hard as you can. Some people will automatically go here, but depending on how tight that person squeezes, you might not have a lot of time. So I prefer to do this and give myself some breathing room. So squeeze as hard as you can, I can still breathe. This hand, he cannot defend it because of where it's at.
No can
I'm
defend.
gonna pinch the inside of his thigh and twist. And that shit doesn't feel good at all. All right, so I'm gonna let him try it to me. I'm gonna go on my non-gun side so I don't hit him with my gun. All right? I want nothing to scratch over here.
Yeah. And I like this too. And
Yes, sir.
one thing, we do this too.
Yes, sir.
I tell people, all your training doesn't have to be in full kit, like every single
Yep, yep.
thing. Some of it should be though. If you wear something to work, you need to at least know, because I bet you found shrimping is much more difficult. Hell, running's more difficult when you have that thing attached to your hips. That messes everything up. All right. So I'm with you, man. I've seen this defense a lot.
Yep.
And I got
Can you reach my face?
Dude, not at all.
Yep.
Right? And that's because he's bigger than me and stronger than me, and it's just physically too far. Guess what? That's the type of people I need to know how to defend myself against.
Yep.
Every once in a while, if you get caught early, maybe stuff like this works.
Yep.
But I found when I'm broken over, this is not happening.
Yep.
So address this first.
Yes, sir.
This hand comes in.
On the inside, pinch and
Grab me a
twist.
little pinch
You
and
gotta
twist.
do it hard though. Yep.
Great.
Ready, sir?
Great.
Face that way, please. All right. Now, another thing when it comes to pressure points, another mistake that people have is when the pain is applied, like Icy Mike was saying earlier, they think it's just over with. So someone will say, hey, that doesn't feel good, do it. And then they're stopped. The person would really turn around and hit you, okay? So now what I want to do to gain compliance for him, especially if he's being aggressive towards someone else, I need to get control of him, and I can't just come and start punching him in the head because people are recording and I'm actually doing security. I need to control him as quick as possible. So this is one I really like. I know you know about that one.
Yeah.
So
mandibular angle or mandibular something.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that sounds
Maybe
right.
that's this one. I don't know.
So with this pressure right here, it's right between the neck and the jaw, directly under the ear. If I push and don't control his head, he's going to go away from the pain, like that. But what I like to do, come here.
No.
You ready?
Yeah. Okay.
So I never do something to a client or another coach or instructor I don't let do to me. You ready?
Yeah.
Now do it without holding my head first.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm fighting somebody. I'm fighting somebody.
Yeah.
All right. So do it without holding my head first.
Where am I looking for? This?
A little bit higher, right there.
Right
I like
there.
to use this knuckle.
Your
Yep.
knuckle?
Because the thumb will collapse. A little bit higher. Yep. Push.
Oh, I feel that now.
Yep. Now grab my head and do it.
Grab here.
Yes, sir.
Here.
A little bit higher. A little bit higher. Nope.
Let me do this now.
Right there. Yes, sir. Ah! Yes. And it doesn't take long. And I knew it was coming. And it still hurts. And it still hurts, definitely.
Yeah. So I think when it comes to this stuff, back to another little soapbox of mine, right?
Yep.
There's a hole in most combative training where it's like you said, you can't just always walk up and start blasting a dude.
Yep.
Sometimes it's not appropriate, either legally or ethically or strategically. Sometimes that's not the right answer. So I know. Oh.
All right. You might have seen this before. You might not have. So face the camera, please. Hands down. Relax.
Okay.
This guy is...
Relax. Never in the history of the word relax made anyone actually relax.
This guy is being super aggressive with someone that I care about, and I don't want to necessarily come and just choke him out.
Right.
But I want him to stop what he's doing as quick as possible.
Okay.
All right. You got medical insurance?
Yeah.
Ready?
Oh, God almighty.
Have you felt that before?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
one.
okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't new then.
All
right, let's see how.
Woo.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
That's the
Woo!
that's these right here, right?
The traps, yeah.
What'd you use? Hammer fist?
Double hammer fist, same time at a 45 degree.
Kind of with this guy right here.
Right. Yeah.
All that. The knife head.
It sucks.
Right here.
And I know it's coming, and it sucks. Oh shit! Woo! That thing can make you testify.
Yeah. Often you hit me, I could take that. But this is one of those things, just like getting tased. It's like there's a part of it, a component of it that's
and
involuntary.
we did that with control. It was
Yeah, not a
a
Hulk smash.
exactly. All right, come here, Desmond. I'm choking this guy.
Yeah.
How you gonna get me to stop?
Well, so I know that I'm on the spot, so I know this is a trick question. Because I've often said that a big hole in our training is when you have a free shot, what do you do with it? Me, as primarily a striker, my answers would be either looking for a punch, and if they had buried their head, look for a knee or something like that. That would be my answer.
Yeah.
But I do know that we do need answers for this, so I'm curious what you have.
Okay. Choke him. So, I will say he's not wrong, because without me actually training this and teaching it, friend of mine, I don't know this guy, I'm probably gonna do the same thing. I didn't mean hit that hard. Head, body,
I'm
knee,
fine with that. I'd rather do
whatever
that.
the case is. So, again, from a situation to where you don't want to necessarily break somebody's face, break your hand, or whatever the case is. So an easier way, what you have to remember when it comes to martial arts training, where the head goes, the body follows. And you have to remember the eyes and nose are really sensitive. So now what I'm going to do is, if I try to pull his head away and he's squeezing tight on Desmond, it's not going to affect him much.
I'm just going to bring him with me.
All right, exactly. So now I'm going to bring my hand here.
Yeah. And then their hands will go.
He's not going to want my fingers, because the first thing, hopefully close his eyes, and then I'm going to pry him away from him versus having to use a whole lot of force. So again, when I come here, I'm going to bring my hands here, and because we're training, and he's a long-time martial artist, he knows something's going on, so he automatically his eyes. I can feel his eyes kind of wrinkle. I drive my fingers in and I peel him.
Yeah.
Away. Give me my money. You owe me that money, man. Okay. Yeah.
Give him the old bowling ball treatment.
Yeah. But I appreciate it, sir. That's all I got. Thank you. Any last words?
No, I definitely think there's a huge gap between sport and self-defense with this sort of thing, because the sport guys will poo-poo on this.
Yep.
Because if you are a professional MMA fighter, you probably don't need some of these techniques. You know, you probably have
one or two shots on the street. And
it's because you know how to punch and you know how to fight. But if you're in a gray area where a person doesn't need a punch, because that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's not life and death.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the hardest part of doing security work or police work or tactical work or corrections work is the times where you're not fighting full out, where it's not weapons free, you could shoot, you could spray, you could tase. You know, it's like a guy is giving you like a little bit of problems.
Yep.
That's the hardest ones to deal with correctly, because you either come in too hot.
Yep. Too aggressive.
Or not enough. And somebody gets hurt that didn't need to get hurt.
Yep.
But the big, on the other side is training hard is hard. And you got a big boxing ring out there. We got MMA guys out there, guys that know how to wrestle, guys that know how to strike, guys that know how to fight. The people that want to learn a cool move, like where I can just do just this, and that's all I need to know how to do. And that's all I did it, I'm done. Right? Easy. Didn't even break a sweat.
Yep.
I think that those two worlds need to be brought together.
Definitely. Most definitely.
And I think that you're the guy to do that.
Thank you. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Yes, sir. All right. What's your YouTube channel?
They know where my YouTube channel is. Stop playing, man. Y'all know what time it is.
What's my YouTube channel?
I don't
Team
know,
Robinson
man.
MMA. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I probably have 10 subscribers. He has almost 500,000 subscribers. But I'm trying to get my subscribers up. That's why I'm using before he goes back home.
Yeah.
So.
Use me. Abuse me. Take advantage.
Hey, real quick. Tell them about your Dirty Boxing seminar and why they should book you.
Oh, man. Jerome brought me out for a Dirty Boxing seminar, and it was great. This one was one of the better ones because the people in the room were already like up to speed on the basics. But we basically take the common answers to problems in the clinch, like the common Muay Thai answer, the common wrestling answer. And when that doesn't work, or when we don't want to use it, we subvert that expectation. So instead of fighting to get a collar tie, we just abandoned all hope of that collar tie and attacked them in some other way. A lot of things like that, taking the traditional answer and subverting it, or punishing your opponent for doing the correct thing, which is the best thing in the world to do. He thinks he's doing something really good, and you already have a response in the chamber for him.
Definitely. But that's it. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Until next time. Oosh.